Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Found it. Good. Spent all that time hunting for an element. Because I need to take off this arm and this bearing, because I have to take off that flange. This is a crank arm. I think my best bet at this point is to pick the wheel up and set it flat on the frame and mount the arbor in it. Then I can roll it over and set it down in the frame and mount the bearings onto the frame of the treadle. We'll just have to see how that goes. If I can't pick it up, I'm going to have to just set it down and wait for some help. Or come up with a hoisting mechanism, maybe bring the tractor in with a winch on the back and use the engine winch, the engine hoist, to pick it up and set it on here. Well, that was a task and a half, but I got it. Now the arbor sits down and just like that. Seriously heavy piece of stone.
This is where old eyes deceive me. I mistook a defect in the surface of the flange for the timing mark. So I have the plate flipped over and it's going on exactly backwards to how it should have went on. I spend a great deal of time trying to correct that problem.
See if we can get these bolts lined up with a flange plate. Yeah, it's trying to come through. That's what I did. I had it backwards. Yeah, all 4 bolts stick right out. Just the way it's supposed to. Whew. Okay, one more time, set this down in the frame and then I'm done. Put some bolts in it, hold it together. Well, that's work. No question in my mind about it. I'm going to have to put some padding on this thing to make up for the spalling on the rock. I don't want to grind the rock thinner. We'll put something in there to shim it out. Kind of cold and dry out here. Got some wear on it. Needs some oil in it. Well, got the wheel mounted. I still need to assemble the treadles. Got most of the makings for those down in the basement. But this got it up off the concrete, and I don't have to worry about the stone getting wet, drawing moisture up off the concrete and freezing and cracking. That was my big concern. Now, this wheel is definitely in rough shape. The outside surface right here is only about half the width of the rest of it. So I'm going to have to take this down a bit because it's been rolled around and chipped quite a bit. And when they left it sit out in the rain, it got wet and then froze and spalled off the side, so it's always going to have narrow spots. Nothing I can do about it. But the diameter is interesting. It's a big bugger. "25.5 inches in diameter. By the time I get done tuning it up, it's going to be about 24, I would imagine. Maybe 24.5. The first time I set it on sawhorses and spun it, it had a 2-inch out around. I mean, it was hopping all over the place. If you look at the surface of the wheel, here, it tips off that way. Here, it tips off this way. So that tells me that it's been running out around quite a while. Now, with the square drive arbor, now it's actually running true to the wheel. Where we see this dip in, that's chipping on the side of the wheel showing up. This chipping makes it look like it's running out around. But the wheel itself, other than the hops where you got the chipping, it's actually running pretty square. And I can true this up so that most of the wheel is straight. Now I'm not going to try and take all of this out. This wheel is 2 3/4 thick at its thickest point. And about 2 inches, let's see, this is the very smallest part here, and it's about 1.5 inches. If I took and got rid of all that shrinkage on the 1.5 inch area, I'm going to lose a whole lot of life off of this wheel. Now, most of the wheels that you see today are old Treadle wheels, been around a long time. In the mid 1800s, they were quarrying grindstone wheels up at Grindstone City, which is on the upper part of the Michigan Lower Peninsula, about over in here. Lydia and I actually drove up around and looked at it. If you ever want to see a really nice place, that's a good place to go. There isn't Grindstone City anymore. Grindstone City is gone, but there's still a little settlement there. Now, like I say, I don't want to take all this down all the way, but I will take it down until this is running straight and flat, like I did on the grindstone down in the basement, and like I did for the one for Matt. Took the diamond wheel on the angle grinder and mounted it on the frame, and spun the wheel against it, and just moved the grindstone, the diamond wheel up against it until it cut all the way around. That'll take maybe 1/4 inch off the side, well, 1/2 inch off the diameter of it to get it to run semi-flat. This is going to be an interesting grindstone to use because it doesn't have to turn very fast. Grindstones operate on surface feet per minute. In other words, you don't want to have the stone whipping around here too fast because this 25 inch diameter wheel This diameter wheel is running much faster on surface feet than the one downstairs because this one has a larger diameter. The circumference is pi d. So 3 times 25 inches is 75 inches. 75 inches is circumference on this one. The 18 downstairs, 3 times 18 is 54 altogether. So it's running about 1/3 faster than the one downstairs, just at the same RPMs. The one downstairs, I can treadle that one pretty quick, but there's really not much advantage to making it run too fast. It grinds just fine at a nice steady treadle speed. Okay, that's enough lifting and tugging for one day. I'm going to go in the house, get some lunch, take a little rest. That wheel's heavy. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. It's so cold, my face is stiff.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.